Hey, it's Dave from Bullpen Cycles, and we are on our way to the Glenn Curtis Motorcycle and Car Show in Miami Springs, Florida. Hey, what's with the creepy voiceover? Glenn Curtis was a motorcycle and aviation pioneer, known in the motorcycle world for holding a land speed record set in 1907 on his home built, custom designed V8 engined motorcycle, clocked in at 136 plus miles an hour in Ormond Beach, Florida. Now, there's a museum down here in Miami Springs, hence this particular car and motorcycle show. He had been a resident for some time in the later years of his life, but the big museum is in New York State, Hammond Sport, New York State to be exact. Now, I had to get up at 5 in the morning and travel through the dark of the early morning to get to Miami by 10 o'clock. I wasn't sure what I was going to find, but hence this creepy voiceover, my GoPros decided to die. No sound. I'm like on my third GoPro media mod. I got here not knowing what to expect. I don't know where the show is, how big a venue it is. Well, it turns out they hold this car show in the town center, kind of the town circle, a little park where the motorcycles are parked under the tree in the grass and the cars are lining the circle surrounding the park. Spectator parking is by general admission. You park wherever you can find a space, usually some street several blocks down. Now, I didn't have trouble finding a space this time because, well, it was pouring rain and a lot of people were waiting out the rain. Greeting me early in this show was this line of, well, I think these are Swedish. The first one is a Monarch motorcycle, which is Swedish. Then we have some other motorcycles powered by Husqvarna. Now, Apollo is a motorcycle manufacturer that used Husqvarna motors, but I'm not sure if the other models here are true Husqvarnas or something else. Now, this Monarch, that's Swedish, given that it had like upside down telescopic forks and a plunger hub, it's probably mid 50s. Where this little, well, it almost looks like a DKW copy. 3 speed on the column, 2 stroke, girder front end. This could be late 30s or up to 48, I would guess. It's about the era. I have these other motorcycles. Here's the Apollo. Again with upside down telescopic style forks, but more of a bicycle frame, maybe early 50s. I'm not sure what these all are. It would have been nice if they had a card to tell us what they were and who owned them, but maybe they were left out because of the rain. Anyway, I'll just let the bikes speak for themselves. This black and beige motorcycle, I think, is a Puma, which is actually from Argentina, but it has a Sachs motor in it. I've never seen one before. I probably should have looked at it more closely. Then we got a Moto Guzzi Le Mans, a white BMW, and this MV Agusta. This is a Victoria 155, the Tin Banana. Those were German. Next to it's this Flying Bomb. We've seen that before. Then we got a GS80 and a Laverda. Followed by a Moto Marini 3.5, and it looks like a Sport. We'll check on that. There it's got a 4-shoe Gramica front brake, clip-ons. It'll have a badge on the top if it's a true Sport. And there it is. Coming up on the left is a 1915 BSA. It's a Model K, which is a side valve single cylinder. Note the gas headlamps. It's a belt drive, very similar to the Triumph Model H that I got last year. And behind it is, in that black tent, you can catch a glimpse of the modern BSA, which we'll see later. On the left side here, we have an assortment of English motorcycles. We had a Bonneville. This is a BSA Lightning. Here's a Matchless with the Flying M. Here we have a Norton Ranger. Another late Bonneville. A Commando. That looks like an early 50s Ariel Square 4. That's a little earlier than mine. Here we have a custom Norton in a Norton featherbed frame. Some pretty tricked dual disc front brakes. This is actually a very rare bike. It's a 1939 BSA Silver Star, which I think was a competition bike. This one's said to be even rarer with dual ports. Note that it's a single cylinder, but has twin exhaust ports. Outnumbering the English bikes is this contingency of MZs. Now, I never understood why there are so many MZs in the Miami area. I think it has to do with the Cuba connection. Remember, after Cuba was overtaken by Fidel Castro, we stopped trading with them, but they continued trading mostly with their Russian and Eastern European bloc countries. MZ by now was East Germany from the former DKW plant. And many of these models are models that would not have normally been imported to the United States. Yeah, you have your TZ TS 250, your 125. That one there is a DKW. But there's always a lot of MZs in Miami. Back in our viewers rides video, we had a fellow Daniel shared a picture of his 1908 single cylinder Curtis. Here we have two twins and the PSD resistance. This is the world record holding V8 Curtis. I think it's the actual bike. So the rain takes a pause, and as people dry their motorcycles, amazingly, the GoPro sound kicks back on. Let's give a listen. Everybody's drying their motorcycle off. Original paint, like it? Looks like I got here just a little bit too early. Looks like the rain's gonna hold off now. Oh, there's a Mini. We gotta check out the Mini. Oh, there's another one. So much for the rain stopping. Looks like it's going to be a washout. I tried, folks. I got one more clip to share with you. I'll stick it on at the end of this video. My visit with Tim. And then I think that's gonna wrap it up from rain-soaked Miami. And I'm somewhere outside of Melbourne Beach in southeastern Florida. And what do we have here? What is this thing? Now first, wait. All right. First, we got to give them a chance to take a guess. What have we here? That's a late Delordo. A belt primary. A square tube frame, pretty long swing arm, Norton gearbox with engine plates, but a transverse engine. With at least the motor good, and look, it's not a waffle case, so it's a B7 something. All right, Tom.
Tim.
Sorry.
Take two.
All right, Tim. What do we got here?
Well, this is my brother's creation. My brother Jeff, he's built two of them. He's on a third one now.
So he built two of these.
Yeah, he's got one that's a twin. He's building a 1000cc twin now.
A twin as in a two-cylinder?
Yes, it's just a 750 motor with both cylinders. And this one he just blanked off, decided he wanted to try to make a single. and he succeeded. This one's put about 23,000 miles on it so far.
23,000 miles.
And
Where did he make it? Did he make it
here in Melbourne? He had a little shop outside of town.
So you can remove the lower to get the engine out.
Yep. Yeah, it's all from his own designs.
And it's plated, so we had to get what, an assembled as parts plate? Or did he register it to the motor? Because it would have been registered to the motor back.
It's registered
as a Moto Guzzi.
Yes. But yeah, it's an AMC gearbox with a belt drive primary on it. A Honda 350 swing arm and wheels, forks.
So that's
everything else though was built and designed by him as far as the frame and the,
so that's a Honda front end with Honda trees, but the Moto Guzzi light.
right. Yeah. Yeah. So it was really fun to ride. Pulls just like a single should. And like I said, it's
How
put a lot of miles on it.
smooth is it? Because it's missing a balancer then, since you have one cylinder off.
There's nothing been done. The rod is capped off, and to keep the oil pressure in there is cut off, so it keeps oil pressure. But there's nothing been really done to balance. We're going to experiment with some flywheel weights. But it's pretty. It idles. It shakes. But once you get up to probably 2,500 RPM, 2,000 RPM, it smooths out. It's real nice, real pleasant to ride.
Look, you made rear sets for it.
Yeah, the whole thing is hand built, and he's an artist by trade and bike builder as well. And he just kind of combined the two trades. And the twin is really something. It's been featured in a number of magazines. Of course, he's caught a lot of heat from all the experts.
What do they say?
Well, a lot of people just love it. A lot of people think, well, what are you doing? And kind of the common response is, well, what if all those guys back in the day didn't experiment and fool around? Bikes like the Vincent exist and other creations.
So they poo-poo it because it's home built.
Yes, some, but many dig it. So it's it was funny. We had this motor was in an Ambo frame, and he put a starter cup off from a lawnmower on it. We were firing it up with a pull rope. It was kind of cool. But anyways, that came in. He built the frame and turned it into a Raven. So he tried to use different parts and pieces and repurpose stuff. He didn't want to build a shiny custom thing. He wanted something that looked just like a real old school motorcycle and would run and would ride. So that's the deal.
So you have pictures of the twin somewhere?
Yeah, it's been in a lot of magazines.
Maybe you can shoot me a couple.
I will.
Do you have a video of any of them running?
Yeah, I think I got a video of riding on one of them.
Cool. So he's working on number 3 though. Yeah, and that's going to be yours?
No, that's going to be his. He wanted a bigger twin. And they really run, boy, with that flywheel cut back and there's no weight.
Oh, I bet they do, yeah.
The twin, I mean, you got to hang on. It really strong.